Hello, everyone. I am excited for today. I haven't really had a chance to sit and play uh, in a while. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to play with some alcohol inks. I'm going to share some simple beginner techniques. You've probably already seen these before, but maybe hopefully I can give you some tips along the way. A couple things before we get started. If you are watching the replay, I have a public service announcement for you. If you're watching the replay and you decide that this is very boring to watch and you have an inkling to leave a comment that states this is like watching paint dry, just click out of the video. It's not for you. Live replays, most of the time, are not as entertaining as watching it live. So maybe it's just not your thing. That's all I have for today. Usually, I don't really care about negative comments, but I just had to address this. I try to say it in every live, and I try to address the fact that live replays aren't as entertaining after the fact. So there's that. All right. Next thing is there are tons of classes and things going on. All of the links are in the description box. I would love to know if anybody is joining Mary and myself on Sunday for an alcohol ink class. When I flip my camera, I'll show you what we will be creating or something similar. And also I have a alcohol ink class coming up. The date is escaping me. It's kind of like in the middle of May. I want to say May 17th, but I feel like that's wrong. It could be right. But I will be creating, or we will be creating alcohol ink on a black surface and sealing it, mounting it, and then adding resin on top. So this is definitely something that is more like artsy. But yeah, anyways, so what else did I have? The link will be in the description box as well. I'm also having a sale on most of my PDFs and classes. I believe the only one that is not included is my personal alcohol ink class coming up in May, not included in that sale. And the coupon code for that is 2024 summer, and you will get 30% off of your purchase. All right, welcome to the show. I don't cuss, so oh man, I think that made it worse, but you could see me from the side. It is what it is. Okay. All right, so oh man, you guys are angels for being here, putting up with me and my nonsense lives that I like to do. I just like to connect with everybody. And is there anybody in here that is now a member over on Facebook? I opened up a Facebook group, but it's for people that have taken my personal classes. So like if you're signed up for Mary's and you haven't taken any of my personal classes, then yeah, it's for people that have taken my personal classes so that we can connect over there. So far, it's been fun. I've been spamming everybody because it's new and I want to, get everything. I know, right, Margaret? I got to fire that girl. Man, she is fired. All right. So for my, now that it's 15 minutes in, sorry, everybody. This is why I give that. I don't know what's going on with my, I don't like you guys just seeing maybe that will help a little bit. I'm telling you, this is, this is something else. Oh my goodness. This has been the worst one yet. All right. I sent out an email. If you have ever purchased one of my classes, then you should have gotten an email. If not, email me at tiffany@tiffanysolorio.com and we will set you up over there. All right, so getting into it before I lose power completely, because I don't know why it keeps flickering. My alcohol ink class with on the black surface, I wanted to show you. So this is what is now the black heavy stock. It used to be alcohol ink cardstock. I absolutely love this stuff for using alcohol inks on. I tried to use, I believe this is Graphics Durabright or something, and you probably see it. I don't know how it would look. It probably look really cool with resin on top, but it does not give that same look as this. So I obviously added a lot more gold than, a little bit of gold goes a long way. But with the black cardstock, it's weird because I always say, use a non-porous surface, but this alcohol, I'm just gonna call it alcohol ink cardstock because that's what I know it as. But it does something so cool. It like seeps in some areas, but then it like, I don't know. And of course you have to add the white first, but it's just something about it. And then this is another one. It's probably hard to see, but it's like almost looks like plasticky versus almost like matte. I don't know, like the ink gets tacky on top and it just doesn't do what I want it to do. So that's on black heavy stock. Yes. So this is the black heavy stock cardstock, which was formerly known as the alcohol ink cardstock. So you can get bigger size. I think it comes at 8.5 by 11, which is nice. But for the class, we just use, I believe this is a 5 by 7. So, and then when we add the resin on top, look at how pretty that is. This one's one of my favorites. Isn't that so pretty? I mean, you can go whatever, but however you want it. And then we'll paint the sides, do all the things. All right. So that is that one. I would love for you to join. The link is in the description. It is the alcohol ink on black surface class. Okay. Now this one and these are some of the samples. I'm most likely going to be doing the felt technique today because I felt that with the 45-ish minutes that I have for Mary's class on Sunday, it won't give me enough time to do this big background and then kind of the warm up and all of that sort of thing. So this is just a few samples of what we'll be doing in that class. And, of course, I'll go over all of the safety precautions, wear a mask, wear gloves, work in a ventilated area, do all the things. I craft on the wild side, so I don't always do those things. If I know I'm going to be in here like all day, then I will definitely have a fan going if I'm not filming, things like that. You definitely want to take precautions. But if I'm just doing like today, just a little bit, it's not going to bother me, but everybody's different. So this class is a pay what you can. And this is hosted by Mary Polanco. And so what we'll be doing is I'll be creating mainly this piece here, 12 by 12. And then this is on Graphics Craft Plastic. I absolutely love this stuff. And I just learned there is a right and a wrong side. I had no idea. This is done on the wrong side, but I mean, I can't even tell. It's beautiful. I've never had any issues with using either side. And anyways, so what we're going to do is I haven't seen her cards yet, what she's going to make. I'm excited to see, but what I did was I left the middle open so that we can create tons of cards, and you can have as much white space or as little white space as you want, depending on how you cut it down. I personally like white space, so that's why I left so much white space, but you can even just keep it as is. I don't spend as much time on a piece, alcohol ink pieces that I know I'm going to be just cutting up and putting on a card front, as I do, well, you can't see them, but if you watch my like my craft room tour or anything, then you see that more like art pieces, and I spend quite a long time on those. Okay, so Margaret has a question. I have never done this before and have all the products. I have mix as well as alloy. Are they basically the same? No, is all for alcohol ink? I can't remember. So the alloy and the mixatives are something that you use in conjunction with alcohol inks, and maybe I'll do a little bit today, use a little bit today. But with the alloys, mixatives, and pearls, it's recommended that you use, do I have any right here? I should. Blending solution. Yes, I have some right here. Okay. We are going to, no worries, Margaret. Okay, so I talked to, I believe her name is Heather at Graphics. She said there is a right or wrong side, and there is, a smoother side, and more, like, it's not gritty or anything, but there is a smoother side. So we're going to work on the smoother side now that I know that there's a right and wrong side. So, we learn something every day. That was what I learned today. All right. Let's see. Can you guys see no, you can't. I need some colors, which are going to be my go-to colors here. I'll just use some blues today. Maybe some sunshine yellow. It is hot in front of my window right here. And then some coral. I don't know what I'm doing here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. So this is beginner-ish techniques. So if I can get these open, some of them are dried shut. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like if you just use the alcohol ink by itself on the craft plastic or yupo paper. So then you want to try to move it around. Moves a little bit, doesn't really do much, right? So what you want to do is you want to add some isopropyl alcohol, 91% or higher, and then that is going to allow you to move that color around. Just like that. See? And we'll add a little bit of this. This aqua color is so pretty. And then a little bit of coral. And then some sunshine. And then we're just going to add a ton more isopropyl alcohol. And then, so to squeeze this thing, which I only do light pumps, like barely, if you could see that. I'm not going like this. I don't want to do it and show you because it will go everywhere, but just very light pumps, okay? And of course, I added way too much alcohol ink. So I'm going to take some of that off here. I'm not sure if I like that coral color. Let's try. Maybe I do. All right. So a beginner thing to do is, well, the main thing I can suggest is just to play. If you're scared to use your alcohol inks and, feel like you're wasting or whatever, they're kind of wasting in your, let me actually move these away from my space here. Okay, here we go. All right, so what I like to do, and sometimes I suggest to people that with sprays as well, is to actually smush them. So we're just gonna smush, okay? I mean, you can watch as many tutorials as you want, but unless you are sitting there playing, using your stuff, experimenting, then you really can't just, see if you like them, one, because some people, I had alcohol inks in my stash for many, many years and they were not being used. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And a lot of my stuff, let me tell you, was not that pretty. Takes quite some time to get the hang of how, for some people, I mean, some people are just natural, but for me, it took quite a long time to get the hang of how the alcohol inks react and just kind of do their thing. And, but it is a lot of fun. So I'm trying to remember to use the smooth side, but it's okay. All right. Now this one's a little funky. We'll see what we can do with that one. All right, so smushing number one. Okay, then let me clean this off. Yes, alcohol lift ink is one of my favorite things. One of my favorite techniques. It's so much fun. The paper is expensive. Have you tried poster board? I see a lot of people using poster board. I can never get it to work on the photo paper that I have, but some people use photo paper. Yeah, there's lots of different things that you could probably use. The craft plastic is on more of the cheaper side, and you get 25 sheets and it's under $20. I would not pay. Sometimes Amazon tries to price gouge you. Well, at least it did to me, but I would definitely not spend that much. Okay, so I put a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on my felt tool. I think I'm gonna do some felt techniques because this is something that could be done easily. And I'm just gonna kind of break up some of that color here. And then as I'm adding the alcohol to it, it is going to pick up some of that color. So just kind of beware. I'm doing light to dark. You don't want to go dark to light or else you'll get a lot of that dark. All right, and then if I feel like I want, I can always flip it over and then add more here. And then I'll break this up here. This part here reminds me of like a watermelon. Oh, we just had the best watermelon from Costco. It was so good. Okay, and then we'll go in here, break this up a bit. Just like that. That's fun. And then you can also do it this way. I'm trying to remember. Okay. You can add the color, although I do have quite a bit of color on here. You can add the color to your felt if you choose. Let's get a little bit of this glacier in here. And then maybe a little wild plum. Why not? Oops. Okay. So I don't have alcohol or isopropyl alcohol on here. So I'm just going to pounce it on. Whoa, that is a pretty color combination. Now I got to remember what I used. So I'm kind of twisting the tool as I go, and then okay. I need to remember this color combination. This is so pretty. Okay. I'm actually going to Glacier, Mermaid, Sunshine Yellow, Coral, and Wild Plum. I'm going to snap a little picture so that I remember, and then I will add it to, hopefully, I'll work on a new alcohol ink guide. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of add some where kind of needs it. Not really though. This is really cool. All right, then what we can do, and I think I saw someone suggest it, they like to spritz a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol on. I'm actually gonna move these. And I like to do it from up high, so I'm kind of, higher. And then it just breaks that up a little bit. Oh, come on. Isn't that cool? All right, so with the felt, you also can swipe, obviously. This is very muted because I used almost all of it over there, but there's definitely a lot of different options that you can do. And I really like this. What can I do with it now? So what I also like to do is take some isopropyl alcohol and then add some bigger splatters. There we go. To break that up a little bit, just like that. This reminds me almost like Lisa Frank, like super bright in your face colors. So that's fun. I also have this tool here, which I really like using. And you get it on, well, I did get it on scrapbook.com. I don't know if they still have it, but you could probably get it. But they have these felt sticky things. You could probably make your own with felt. But then you just stick it on. And this was very cheap, by the way, because I know there are people that make their own with rulers and stuff, but I don't even think I own a ruler. So this was just, it was cheaper than buying a ruler, to be honest. So metallics would be pretty. Okay. After this, I show you the swipey swipe with this. I will, let me see. Let's see what colors. I'm just picking some colors here. Okay, so I want this one. And my monsoon. Maybe. There we go. It definitely does give you more to hang on to than the ruler too. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my favorite color. Well, try not to get it all over me, but that's okay. Going to add the monsoon here. Then I'm going to add boysenberry. A lot of these are dried up, the caps, so they're a little bit hard to open, but that's okay. All right, we got, and I'm overlapping the two colors just a little bit, just to make sure that we get a good blend. And then the wild plum. And just so you're aware, none of these techniques I'm showing you today will be in the class on Sunday. You will get all new techniques. We're going to mainly be focusing on how to make that big background. So just so you're aware. So this, you just go swipe. Hey. And then the more you swipe, the more vibrant the color is. Kind of moving up and down so that you get a good blend there. But that's pretty cool as well. So in case you want like a really blended background. All right, so I think, let me wash my hand real quick because it's really sticky. All right, now I'm going to actually work with some pearls. I don't use pearls as much, so I'm going to use pearls. And I have two substrates. Well, I thought I did. Oh, yes. So this one is actually graphics. It's like a clear one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's clear. And we're going to use some, let me close these. I think. All right. I like the swiping too. It just, if you're wanting a quick alcohol inked background with minimal mess, that's the way to go. It's, to be honest, it's really not my style, but I do like to have sometimes, backgrounds where it's just something you can die cut, things like that. So Belinda's saying she doesn't use mixatives or alloys because she forgets which ones need the blending solution. Technically, all of them. So but you can use the alloys and mixatives with isopropyl alcohol. The only thing is you need to seal it with some sort of sealer. I use Kamar varnish, or else the mixative and the alloy will just kind of rub off over time. If you use blending solution with it, I still have found that it does rub off a little bit, so I still seal it. So save yourself a little bit of money, to be honest. Just use the isopropyl alcohol with the alloys and mixatives, and then just seal it after the fact. But with pearls, you're going to see right now is with pearls, the pearls don't move with regular isopropyl alcohol. So let's see what colors. You do have to shake these, so sorry for that. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Let me take this piece here. I'm going to show you. So the pearls, if you use just isopropyl alcohol, they clump up and really do not move. As you can see, it's very clumpy. Okay, I'm just going to wipe this off. Interesting. Okay. So blending solution now. We're going to take a little bit of the blending solution. And now you can move it around. Just like that. I really like using the pearls on vellum. It's one of my favorite ways to use the pearls. If you don't shake them good enough, the pearls get stuck in the little nozzle. Ooh, this one's really pretty. Intrigue. That's what that color was. All right, now let's do a little bit of villainous. Where's the blending solution? There we go. And you can always pick it up too and kind of move it around that way. Kind of blend those colors together, just like this. And then go in with your tool and blend those out. The only thing about the blending solution is that you do not want to splatter it or use it in a mister because it does have resin in it and you don't want all of that kind of floating in the air. Oh, this is pretty. Set a blending solution. I don't believe so, Suzette, only because the blending solution does have resin in it. So I think that's what helps it kind of move around. But if you have some, I would try it. I'd definitely try it. I don't have any, so. Yeah. All right. Today I'm not making any masterpieces. I am just playing. And that's the great thing about just playing. And, you know, I think for a long time I was really worried about going live and just playing around and just having fun and, you know, experimenting on live because as content creators or, you know, people that do videos and things like that, at least for me, I just don't want people to get the impression that one, I don't know what I'm doing, and two, at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm telling people to play. I'm telling people to get out their stuff, and I'm not really showing them what that looks like. Because if I'm just getting on here all the time and just, you know, making masterpieces back to back to back to back, which some people do, and that's fine. But not everything that I do is a masterpiece in my mind. Not everything I do, you know, some of it goes in the trash or, you know, gets put to the side and not used. So, and I think that's the reality of just playing around. Is there prep work that we need for Sunday's class. Julie, if you signed up, you should have gotten an email. I'm not 100% sure if Mary, I don't believe so. No prep work that I can think of, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Mary doesn't have any prep work because she's going to be the one teaching you how to create the cards. So I hope that helps. All right, so I'm gonna take this off now, and I'm actually going to take some of those same colors, and I'm gonna do the felt tool. I really like this tool. I'm gonna add quite a bit. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know what her cards are going to be, so I can't tell you for sure if you need to die cut or, you know, anything like that. So I'm going to learn just along with you guys. Oh, there it is. I'm going to add some blending solution to this. And then I'm actually going to, I'm putting, you can't see. Let me see if I can. Hello. Hello. All right. There you go. That's better. Gonna add just like that to get more saturated colors. Come on. And what other color did I use? I think it was a purple. Anyways, back to my little spiel. I hope that makes sense. Like, for me, I was really worried sometimes, like, well, what are people going to think if it doesn't turn out? But it's like, that's actually better for people to know that sometimes it's okay to just sit and play and, you know, maybe it doesn't turn out, you know, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. All right, I'm actually going to, well, there's a lot on there actually, so. Yes, it's definitely not something that I gravitate, pebbles. It's not something that I wow, words, Tiffany, gravitate towards as much, but they are cool to have. To be honest, I cannot remember 100%. I think I bought a few, but I think a lot of them were sent to me, but this is really pretty, just like that. I think I actually want to take this and then maybe that was a bad idea. All right. Oh, right here. So, oh my goodness. Exactly, Peggy. You learn by doing. This whole right side, wrong side on the craft plastic is really weirding me out because I never knew that. I'm actually going to stick some this color down and we'll kind of mix the pearls in. Wild plum. That was way too much alcohol ink on this little surface. Cindy asks, if you have alcohol ink on shrink plastic, does it change during the heat process? I do not know. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't think I've used a lot of shrink plastic, so I don't really, I don't know. Do you store your alcohol inks standing up or on the side? So I store them if you, well, I can show you probably. I can pick it up from here. Ugh. You see me in the little corner? I store them on this twirly thing. So I store them standing up and, oh, that was interesting. Oh, that's weird. um, if you watch my most recent craft room tour, you could see it in action. So it's just like a faint, like silvery on here. It was interesting. All right. I'm gonna break this up a little bit. And let's do one. Actually, where's my spray bottle? There we go. Ooh, I love this little bit right here. Right there. I wish I knew how to like replicate that on everything. So yummy. Whoops, that was in the wrong spot. I think this is having a little bit harder time moving around because of the pearls. That's interesting, which makes sense. But again, I'm experimenting. I'm learning new things. So sometimes you learn what not to do, right? That's always important too. All right, what next? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Julie. Maybe cut a piece of the craft plastic. My goodness, craft plastic in half and do the same on each piece to see if it does make a difference. Oh, are you talking about the side by side? I did do that actually. Oh, and I put some plastic wrap over it. I didn't see a difference. So, when I was adding the colors, like, it's not like, I'm trying to think, like on a canvas board. Obviously, there's a really noticeable right side and a wrong side. I don't notice any difference, and that didn't turn out like I wanted to, but I was just hoping to get some fun texture. But I think this bubble wrap isn't, because it's the packaging. So, but yeah, I did that actually this morning when I got an email from somebody asking me because they had tried it and they thought, oh, well, there must be a right side and a wrong side because their results were like really wonky. I was like, I've never noticed, and I've been using this stuff for years. So I contacted graphics and they said, yes, there is a right side and a wrong side. And that's all they told me. And I'm assuming the right side is the smoother side. Let me see. Yes. Okay. So she's saying, in case of alcohol inks, you're going to get more flow on the smooth side. However, on the matte side, you'll get a bit more grip for things like colored pencils or perhaps watercolors. Interesting. In the many years that I've been using it, I haven't really noticed that much of a difference. So, I mean, now that I know, I'll probably notice, you know what I mean? Like when because it's very subtle. Like if you have craft plastic, One side is a lot smoother than the other. Oh, see, I thought this was a smooth side. That's how subtle it is. It's like it's not like if you're picking it up, you're not going to notice. I never noticed. I just thought it was all the way through the same. So again, you learn something every day. I'm learning lots today. So yeah, all right, we're going to set those aside. And anything else you want to see? Let's do actually one with some alloy because I absolutely love it. So we're just going to add a little bit of the Monsoon, my favorite color combination here. And then we got Boysenberry and Wild Plum. Thanks for joining, Julie. I am actually thinking about working on like a master class for alcohol inks. Whoops, did not want that much. All right, then we're going to add the blending solution and quite a bit of it because I want to blow this around and get a real fun background. All right, can you see? Maybe if I zoom in a little bit, that might help. Oh, this is so pretty. And I added too much on this side. I added 2 drops. This stuff goes a long way. So I think I'm going to try and blow some of that off right there because it's just too much. And this is not meant to like mix in like a mixative. It's supposed to like give you those like clumps. If you've ever gotten my alcohol ink download, my newest one, you will see what I'm talking about. And I actually give it for free for those of you that are taking Mary's class or any of my alcohol ink classes, because it's a really good resource to know the difference between pearls, mixatives, alloys, things like that. Oh, Pebble's working on it. All right. So that's that. Isn't that pretty? We can do one with a mixative so you guys can see the difference. But that just, I added way too much on this side. A little bit goes a long way for sure. But it's super pretty. All right, I'm going to set that aside. And we will get, what's the gold? I'm trying to think. Okay. This is a mixative. So see if it will shake up for me. I have not used this in so long. Come on. There should be a ball in there somewhere. There we go. Okay. We'll use the same colors. Okay. And I need a little drink of water. Where did I put my water? All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of the Monsoon. I'll add a little bit less alcohol ink because I don't feel the need to add so much. Margaret's asking, anyone know how to get the tip out when it's stuck in the cap? Oh, what? I'm not sure what you mean, actually. The tip out when it's stuck in the cap. I don't. Oh, wow. So the tip came out into the cap. That's interesting. I've never had that happen before. I meant alcohol rather than mixer. This should be interesting. Let's see. Because this is clogged. So just going to soak it in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. See if I can get that going. Maybe, maybe not. I don't believe I have a little needle here either. That's how long I have not used that in so long. So we'll use the mixative silver. Maybe. Yeah, Margaret, I don't know. That's crazy. I've never had that happen. Maybe like a pick of some sort. Okay. That is a mixative, yes. Okay, we're going to take the alloy. Tons of it on there. And then, so see how that is mixing in? Hence the name, it mixes in. It doesn't clump up like this one. Like it just almost creates your own pearls. So if you have the mixatives lying around and you want to try out pearls, that's kind of what it makes. I've always thought, like, especially because I like to use gold, I've always thought that it doesn't give that look that I want. So, whoa, I'm way off. There we go. Hey, Beth. Better late than never. Isopropyl alcohol and gold alcohol ink. Sure. So, but this is the mixative. So you could see, again, it just mixes in. Almost, again, creates like a pearl effect. This is pretty. I didn't grab my thing, so let's set this over here. There we go. Okay, so you want isopropyl, just isopropyl alcohol, any color, isopropyl alcohol, and a gold. So the gold ink would be the alloy. Or the gold mixative, which it's very, I have to get a little needle to poke it out, but what am I doing here? So that is the gold on its own. You know what I feel like I want to do is add black to this. If you haven't used the pitch black alcohol ink, you're missing out. Oh, dark blue. Let's do dark blue. Monsoon. I wanted to add. And isopropyl. There we go. Drench that. Probably added too much because there's a delay. I didn't realize that you wanted color. So, but this is actually turning out really pretty. I'll do black next too, because I want to show you the black in itself is amazing. And when I started swatching out these colors, when I was organizing them a while back, I really found some, am I using the right, did I use the right one? I believe I did. Yes, I had to have. Okay. And I'm loosely doing this. It is because alcohol inks dry so fast. I find it kind of hard to teach and create the look that I want as well. Unless I'm quiet and then I'm not teaching or saying anything, you know? So, all right, so that's that. I keep getting off frame a little bit, but all right, I'll do the black with the gold and then I'll let you all go. I have to finish our pool. We're opening our pool. It's finally hot enough. We got it cleaned out. We have an above ground pool. So got it cleaned out. And we were scared there was a one little rip in it. I think it's 4 years old now. Thought there might have been a little rip in it on the bottom, but I think it's fine. So we're going to fill it up and my daughter's really excited to swim. Gold. Just a touch. There we go. All right. I'm actually going to add a little bit of the alloy or the blending solution so that the alloy sets. Like it's just so pretty on its own, and it like has like tons of brown in it. It's just, I don't know. I love it. It's so pretty when you do lift ink too. I think I have some grays, but that's all right. See if I can get some of that brown coming through. I think I added too much. Very, very pretty. At least I think so. There's so much depth in just the black on its own, so. Alrighty. I had fun playing and kind of learned some new things today, but all right, I will, this to this one. Yes, it had to be. Okay. The life has been very interesting. Awesome. At least it was interesting, right? I mean, my favorite was this one for sure. And, you know, I'll be honest, I don't sit and play like this a lot because I stick to the things that I know I like. I'm going to move you back over this way. So I stick to the things that I know I like, that I know work. So it's definitely fun to get out of my comfort zone and do something new and try and experiment and things as well. So this was fun. This is pretty. It's hard to see, but I don't know what I'd use it for, but we'll put it in my backgrounds. If you haven't watched my background organization video, I highly recommend it because I have been using my backgrounds a lot more since I've organized them. So anyways, it is pretty. And I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Tim Holtz that did some alcohol lift ink on it. And it's just so, I mean, I've done it too, but I don't think I've done it in a video, but you can definitely go see that in one of his lives as well. So lots of fun. Clear shaker card. Yes. Yes. Definitely. Super pretty. I love the colors. This one's one of my favorites too. So pretty. If this was bigger, I would upload it and put it in my Redbubble shop. I don't know. I haven't really promoted it a lot, but I always have a link to my Redbubble shop in the description. I have some shirts, which I will be redesigning probably, I think. And then stickers. You can get some alcohol ink on like all sorts of different things. Pillows. What are these called? Phone case, all sorts of things. So yeah. All right. Oh, Jim, you missed it. You'll have to watch the replay as long as you don't feel like it's watching paint dry. That comment, honestly, it cracked me up, but I was like, you know, when people, I feel like the people that are the most critical are the ones that don't do YouTube at all. And I've learned that, and being on YouTube for 15 years has given me some thick skin. Luckily, I don't get a lot of hate, but you know, it's comical, to be honest, because I'm like, oh well, you know, they're telling me how to do it, so of course, let me see what they're up to. Their content must be, you know, and it's never anything on there. So anyways, all right. I will let you all go. And for those joining on Sunday, I'm super, super excited. So much fun. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments for me. And I hope you can join me for at least Mary's class. I know my alcohol ink class, this one, well, that one's not a good one to show because it's dark. This one where we'll be creating on black surface. It is a little pricey and I get it, but definitely it'll be worth it because we're going to be creating art with it. We'll be mounting it, adding resin, and then you can even give these as gifts if you want. So, and how to work on the black cardstock is completely different than working on, say, like yupo paper or this paper here. I mean, it looks cool, but in person, I wish that I can hand it to everybody so you can see the difference, because you'll, maybe I'll scan some pictures and maybe that will show what the difference is. But anyways, all right, I can ramble all day. I will catch you all later. Bye.